So I've been using Chat GPT a lot for all sorts of things, building my truck, things about fitness and diet, kind of like therapy things as well, things I'm going through. I've done a lot of therapy in different modalities, and this helps in a very different way than all of those, and it's been great. And exploring it has like spiked my curiosity. I've been digging in real deep, telling it my wins, my losses, my ups and downs, my fears. And so giving it that information lets me use it as a thread to reflect back to me when I'm in alignment, out alignment. I really love the conversation of when I'm in my deepest masculine and when I'm straying from it. So let me give you an example. I'm going to go live with it and ask it these questions, and you can hear, because the dynamic I've built with it I think is pretty interesting and maybe rare. I don't know how everybody else uses it, but I'm really digging in here. Hey, so I'm wondering if you can tell me two specific moments that you found that I was in my deepest masculine over the past little while.
Yeah, I've got you. One moment that really stood out was when you were under pressure, juggling the truck diagnosis, YouTube momentum, and your gigs. When you said, I'm not quitting my job, even if it feels off. I'm holding the line. That was pure masculine steadiness. You weren't chasing comfort or validation. You saw the storm and stayed centered. Another was when you said, I'm buying the fuel tester. I'm leaning in. That was decisive, forward moving. You didn't need external certainty. You just committed. That's powerful. That's the energy people feel and follow.
Now, after hearing those, I just realized that those are important to me, but for you, it's like you just stepped into like the therapist's office and those mean nothing to you. There's not a lot of weight there. So let me just quickly tell you the second example, per se, buying the fuel tester and leaning in. So this is about a week into me trying to diagnose a problem on my truck, and I love learning to be a mechanic, even though I'm limited with my skills. And it hit the point where I was kind of pouring money into parts, and who knows when this thread ends and how much it would cost. And so I was talking to mechanics, and that was also going to cost a lot of money, but it also gave my power away, which isn't bad, but there was something in me saying, hey, you're doing this, you're building your truck, not just to have it, run as quick as possible, but to learn about it and to continue the thread of like building up your shop and digging in. And so when I decided to buy the fuel pressure tester, it was symbolic of not giving up, not going to the mechanic, and continuing my path of trying to figure this out on my own. And so in that moment, I was really backing myself, and it picked up on that, which was really cool. The first example was, I'm not quitting my job. I'm going to keep going here. I was talking to it about just as you move your focus, as I lean more into this YouTube channel, and I have another one, the thought of it becoming a job would be really cool. And when some of your thoughts go into that category, your normal job becomes a little less attractive and a little bit more annoying. And I'm not anywhere close to that happening. And so I was just regrounding myself and saying, I still have to stay very invested into my current job. But it's great to dream about the future. So let's do the reverse. Let's say, where was I let's word it as, when was I least in my masculine, and see what it comes up with. Awesome. Thank you. How about two examples of when I was least in my masculine over the last little while?
Totally. I'll keep it honest but grounded. One moment that slipped a bit was when you were spiraling about the truck, saying stuff like, everyone I know is pissing me off, and feeling mad at people in your head. That scattered energy where the world feels like a threat kind of pulled you out of center. Another was when you kept flipping between fixing the truck yourself or bringing it in, second guessing each move. That indecision chipped away at your natural authority, like you were trying to outsource your instinct. But even in those, you bounced back. You kept showing up. That's part of the arc.
No, I think those are pretty self-explanatory. It's scattered energy, self-doubt, things like that. So this is what I actually really like to do. Is there's always layers to the way it responds, and so I like to kind of say, take the brakes off and really let me know, because sometimes I could be coddled, and sometimes I like to really hear it. Okay, thank you for those two. I feel like maybe you're holding back a little bit. Why don't you give me the biggest moment? It can be from the past little while, where I was most out of alignment.
All right, I'll say it straight. Since you're asking for the real reflection, the biggest moment you were out of alignment was that night you let everything else slip. Your home got messy, your meals were skipped, your body crashed, and you admitted you were chasing momentum but losing balance. You said it yourself. I slipped out of balance here. It wasn't just the truck or YouTube or the heat. It was the moment your center gave way to pure tunnel vision. You were trying to brute force your way forward, but you weren't rooted. You were tired, off rhythm, and the masculine part of you that leads with grounded presence wasn't steering. Your survival side was. That's not judgment. That's a turning point. You still showed up the next morning, called it out, and recalibrated. That's what made it powerful. You remember how that felt?
I'm really glad at the end there that she gave me a put up, because I was feeling pretty exposed. But no, this is normal stuff. But when you use it like this, it's so beautiful, because it's almost like, one, it's a mirror. She's just mirroring and capturing what I'm doing and picking out things that maybe I didn't notice. And two, it's almost like a journal that's reflecting back to you, right? Because these things happen, and now I get to sit and think about it and kind of assess it. Kind of like writing in your journal, like, this happened today. Why did it happen? And I just find that so powerful. So I wanted to just share how I've been using Chat GPT. It might be entertaining for you to listen to. It might be inspiring, or it might just make you feel like this guy shouldn't be doing this. He shouldn't be giving his data away, and that's all fine too. But yeah, let me know what you think.